Hi, I'm Missy Sinceri. Welcome to Divine Time. Today we have a visitor back from a previous session. Her name is Wrenn. Welcome, Wrenn.
Thank you, Missy. I'm so excited to see you today, although I'm scared what is going to happen after the last time I left you. My life's done a 180.
So I want you to talk a little bit about your experience and what's happened since we've had this beautiful experience of talking to your brother.
I feel like I have a brand new life. Since I last saw you, some people, they exited their merry little way on out of my life. Was it my choice? Was it their choice? I feel like it was my choice, but it was because they showed me such insane behavior that I didn't have a choice but to cut ties with people. It was insane. Like, I felt like I could see things so clearly that it was like things that had been in front of my face for a while that I just like woke up and was like, is going on.
Yeah, like I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like in the weeks afterwards, you know, somebody will do something or say something and I feel like I can see straight through people. And I've always been pretty intuitive, but it's so clear now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know, I don't think I can put into words how clear it is now.
Yeah.
And it's like I can feel someone's motive before they even open their mouth now. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, I'd have to take a little time to get to know somebody. I can tell in 2 seconds now.
Yep. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this. So when we open more of our spirituality and we raise our vibration, what happens is people around us that aren't vibrating at the same height as us tend to show us their colors, mm-hmm. their true colors, and are not compatible with us anymore, so they tend to fall out of our life. And yeah, that can be a sad thing, but also it opens doors for even better people to come.
Oh, well, the only reason it's sad at first is because it's a change. This person has, or these people in my case, it was quite a lot of people. I'm like, shit, I must have been vibrating pretty low to be like identifying with these people. Jesus Christ, that's a rude awakening. But yeah, so once I came, it was like I felt and thought higher of myself suddenly. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait, I don't deserve this treatment. So it was like I woke up, started thinking more highly of myself, but then these people were still down here vibrationally. Mm-hmm. Not that I wouldn't say I'm better than anyone. Or it's just like they're still learning to love themselves, mm-hmm. learning on their journey of self-discovery, kind of lost, chaos. Mm-hmm. And I'm at a place where I don't want any more chaos in my life. And so when you get to this place of no thank you to the chaos, yes. people still bringing chaos, mm-hmm. it's like you're on a different wavelength. Yep. You no longer have anything in common. So mm-hmm. it's like, of course, naturally there's this tension and then it explodes over time, but it wasn't even like an explosion of tension over time. It was just like boom, bam, see you later. Like it was so easy. And normally it's kind of hard for me to cut people off, yeah, because I feel like I do a lot of pondering back and forth. And I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about cutting these people off before. Mm-hmm. It was there in the back of my mind, but it was like, then my brain got totally awakened and open, and I had the courage to walk away and move on with my life without these people.
Yeah, and it sometimes, like, before you're looking at it and you're understanding, oh, they're human, and you kind of get desensitized to what they're doing. And then when you wake up and you're like, wait, this is my peace. I'm protecting my peace no matter what. Oh. You don't align with my peace anymore.
That's why it was so hard for me, I think, and it has been hard for me to get rid of people who are bringing me down energetically. It's because I see them as human. I feel compassion for them, and I see, you know, a lost little boy or a lost little girl who doesn't love themselves, who struggled, you know, at teenage years, childhood. I just see a struggling person who hasn't found their way. And so, you know, it's like, I felt bad to be like, okay, see you later. I can't put up with this. Mm-hmm. You know, I know that you're struggling and you're learning to love yourself, but it's like, okay, eventually that becomes martyrdom because you're like, okay, it's not compassion anymore. It's just like, why am I having this energy around me? I do have to protect my own peace, and that's
everything.
It's everything. You just, nothing should come at the expense of your peace in this life.
Exactly. And, you know, you can feel sometimes selfish in those moments because you can see how they can be helped.
Oh, yeah.
But it's actually selfish to yourself.
100%.
And also selfish to them because you're just egging them on and letting them continue to be okay living these things instead of cutting them off, being the inspiration and letting them see, oh, wow. She just left and she's peaceful. I need to get on that train.
Exactly. And I wish I would have done it a lot sooner, but I don't know. I mean, I guess there was some kind of subconscious block in my brain that thankfully I'm very grateful to have met you so that you could help me lift it. I feel like when I did get hypnotized by you, and most of our conversation was just like, oh, I connected with my brother who had passed away. You know, that was so beautiful. Like in the moment, I had no freaking clue what was about to happen.
Well, I didn't tell you it was happening before it was going to happen.
Yeah, I think
literally I didn't tell
like...
anybody. And I was like, hey, I was like, your brother might be showing up today. And you were like, what?
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought I was getting hypnotized and maybe I'd get rid of like a candy addiction or some shit. I don't know. But I really, truly had no clue. And then, you know, I did connect with my brother, which was a very beautiful experience. But, you know, my brother didn't tell me, hey, bitch, your life is about to get ripped up from the rug is about to get ripped from underneath you and it's about to change entirely. You know, there was no warning. So I feel like when I left here that day, I was like, oh, that was such a beautiful experience, la, la, la. And then like a matter of 5 days later, it was like shit hit the fan in every way possible. Oh, by the way, I got in 3 car wrecks, which were all my fault, by the way.
Okay, okay.
Like directly after this, because I feel like I was in such a, I guess you could call it a process of ascension, where my mind was a little cloudy because it was like it was happening at the speed of light, the speed of, I don't know, is that the right terminology to use? It would just happen so fast at once. It was all this change, and I, you know, my life is so different now in every way.
So usually when we're leveling up in our spirituality or in our frequency, things tend to break before we level up. So, you know, all of a sudden I'll be like, I'll break a glass and then I'll break something else and I'll be like, why did that happen? And then it's because you're leveling up. Things have to break before you get to the better stuff.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because a lot of shit broke.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds.
Everything was broken. No, and it's I think what people don't realize about this when you just become awakened and you want to make the commitment to a better life is I think a lot of people stay trapped. They don't know how to get to a place where they are giving themselves a better life and treating themselves with more respect because they're so comfortable. And I was very comfortable.
Yes.
How I was. I didn't realize I wasn't happy because I'm a positive person. I was, you know, I wake up every day and I'm like, I'm going to make the best of this shit. You know, who cares?
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize that wasn't the top for me.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, of course I'm very ambitious. Like I'm always going to be like working for more, wanting more. I knew like consciously, yes, I want more out of life. I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
But subconsciously, I think I was still staying in certain situations that I had sort of, you know, surpassed or graduated from or, you know, I didn't really resonate with anymore, but I was still staying there and still holding on.
Yes, yes.
Why the F was I doing that? Because it was comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, afraid of change. And because when you do make these big life changes, it's very sad. It's very, you have to like mourn the loss of, but you're not mourning the loss of these people who are exiting your life, these opportunities that are exiting your life. What you're mourning, in my opinion, what I think is you're mourning what could have been, because in your mind you have this reality of where you think your life is going to turn out a certain way, so you're not actually mourning these experiences, these people. You're mourning, oh well, I had this whole perfect life planned out in my head and it ain't like that.
It's not going to be like that.
So it's like, it really did
Yeah.
help me become more at peace with the way things are, which in turn is helping me manifest things a lot quicker and get things I want a lot quicker because I'm just chill.
Yeah, yeah,
know,
exactly.
like-
It's almost like the more you worry about time, the faster it goes.
Yeah.
So when you just allow the universe to bring it to you and have the best intention, that's when the gold shows up.
Yeah. And so for so much of my life, I have been like, it needs to happen this way. I need to meet this person, and this person is going to, you know, do X, Y, and Z. We're going to work on this together and make this happen. You know, this is the path. This is, you know, I've had all these ideas of like what it should be. And, you know, along the way, I've sort of adjusted and shifted. So I thought that I was doing a good job of being open-minded. Like, for example, you know, I came to LA to be an actor, right? Wasn't booking stuff, so I started doing stand-up. Well, as it turns out, I'm very good at stand-up.
Hell
and
yeah.
That's kind of my path now.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful to have realized that. So you see what I mean? I was doing things to make adjustments.
Yes.
However, there was a subconscious block of like, I was still very married to these like certain ideas, and it has to be this way, and, you know, with people and like whatever. And, you know, there's like a checklist of, you know, this is what I need. And now I'm just like, who the gives a F? Because whatever.
It's going to happen. Everything's going to happen, and it's going to be even better than your plan.
Exactly.
And that comfortable thing, I kind of want to touch on that a little.
Yeah.
I find people are comfortable in their depression, comfortable with their anxiety, where I actually have to I have to desensitize them to that because they keep going back to it because they're comfortable in it. Some people are comfortable complaining about everything.
Yep.
And it takes that shift, maybe somebody else to you know, kind of give you that help to get that shift, to make that space, so then you're able to then see, whoa, the universe has so much for me. I don't need to plan everything. If you notice, every person that wants a relationship or wants to get married or needs a boyfriend, they're always single.
Yeah, and
so
they'll
I
continue
need
to
this
be.
Never works. When you say you need something, you're telling the universe you don't have it.
Exactly, it's like a lack mentality.
Yes.
I also will tell you, I've been having a lot more fun in life lately. I've been enjoying myself and just, you know, F it, who cares? I'm gonna go out because I'm a person who I'm very ambitious. I need to work hard, and I sort of feel guilty if I go out and do fun things and have these wild nights, because I'm like, okay, well, I didn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish yet. So like, why do I deserve to like go out and have fun? However, that's a low vibrational way of being.
Yes.
Now I'm at this high vibrational frequency where I'm like, I'm loving life. My life is grand. I'm so happy, and I'm enjoying more. So then more good things are coming.
Exactly.
Which it's just sort of like how did I not realize that before?
Well, it's human programming. You know, we grow up in society where you have to work this really hard, and if you don't work this really hard, you can only actually play this really hard. So it's this whole perception when people don't realize, okay, if I took break to go play, it doesn't have to be partying, go do art.
Exactly.
I'm boosting and doing something different, which then is creating space for me to create and work more.
Exactly, which I do a lot of painting.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I love to paint. I love arts and crafts.
What kind of painting do you do?
Oh, God. You know, I do a lot of abstract art because mentally for me, it's where I think and come up with ideas. But lately I've been painting things.
Oh, cool.
I'm working on actually a very large painting of my brother, but I made the face. So I drew him first, but I'm making it all rainbow colors because I see him as just such like a colorful, happy being.
Oh, I love
that. So it's
that.
very healing to, you know, paint him. I like painting sharks for some reason.
I like sharks too.
Yeah,
Sharks
I don't know
cool.
why. There's this artist called Sage Vaughn, and he partnered with a photographer, Michael Mueller. He's a underwater photographer. He photographs these beautiful sharks, and Sage Vaughn draws and paints butterflies. And so it's like there's all these paintings of, it's like a photograph of a shark, but then there's all these butterflies with like rainbow paint dripping. They're so
Oh, that's cool.
I'll show it to you after this.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Coolest painting ever.
That's so cool.
I love art. It makes me happy.
So have you been able to see more signs from your brother since then, or have you noticed?
I felt like I saw a bunch before before. My friend who passed away in 2020, before my brother, that's who sort of like ignited my like first spiritual awakening. I've been seeing a lot of signs from him, which is wild.
That's awesome.
Like very direct signs.
Yeah, you're like I can't.
I was scrolling on TikTok and it was like a picture of a house and it's like, who lives here? And it's like his dad's house. Very weird.
Yeah, that is
and then
very
like
weird.
I put this jacket on and I reached into the pocket and pulled out a ticket from 2019 when we went to see Trevor Noah at the Staples Center.
Aww.
And it's like, wow, I don't save ticket stubs.
No.
So it was just like that sign, and then, you know, seeing his name everywhere. And I never really got signs from him like that before.
That's
which
awesome.
was, yeah, like super weird. So, but I've gotten signs from my brother. I feel like, and I don't know if this is like a thing, but I feel like my sister is becoming way more spiritual now, and I feel like my brother has like taken a break from giving me signs because he's giving them to her now.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Do you think that they can like sort of?
I mean,
like,
he might be trying to ignite her.
I think he is.
Is
like,
trying to give her a little spiritual awakening, so he's really spending time with it.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Is happening.
Well, you're probably right.
But it's not like I'm like not speaking to him. I'm still, you know, very connected with him, but I just feel like he's sort of like put his energy on her because she's been telling me that she's been like talking to him and like seeing a lot of signs from him. So I feel like he needed
you to hit you first.
Yeah, that's
because
exactly.
I want to speak a little bit about this. So we never have done a hypnosis before Wrenn talking to a past loved one. And for 2 nights prior, we didn't know who we wanted to fill this slot. And I had other people that wanted to fill it, and I was just like, they're not right. And then I got a call about you coming, and I was like, for some reason, I get a really good feeling about this. And there was this guy talking to me both nights before I went to sleep, and I'm like, all right, what's your name? Where are you from? He would say it. I was like, dude, I don't know you. I was like, I'm going to bed. Can you please leave? Like, and for 2 nights. And then when you walked in and told me that your brother passed, he goes, this has been who's been bothering you. And I heard his voice and I was like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I had this guy, I was like, can you please be quiet? Like, I don't know who you are. Like, because if I don't know a spirit, I don't have time to talk with you,
well,
you know?
I imagine it's an overwhelming feeling when all of them are trying to talk to you at once, and you kind of have to like it's so mental, and it takes up so much of your brain energy.
Oh, it does. And even after I go somewhere, on my way home, I have to literally tell people in the back seat to get out of my car. I'm like, no followers. I don't have time for this.
Oh my God, that reminds me of The Sixth Sense. Like, have you seen that movie?
No, because I don't like that scary stuff. So
oh my God.
It originally started happening to me. I was like, my whole family's sitting around me on the couch right now. My roommate was like, are you on the phone? I was like, nope, I'm talking to people.
That's wild.
But yeah, it was very overwhelming. And then I had other people that helped me learn how to control it and tell them to get away.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's very overwhelming at first because like, what is happening to me? And you can turn it off. Like, because people ask me sometimes, like, you can connect with your brother. He talks to you. I'm like, yes, his voice is literally in my head. But if I can make it go away, I don't say, hey, go away. I don't, it's like an avoidance that you do in your brain.
Yeah,
sort of.
it's like I'm doing human things right now.
Yeah.
I need to focus,
You just like switch your mind to something else.
Yeah. Well, at first when it happened to me, I could not switch my mind to something else.
Yeah.
My whole yard was filled.
But you're like a full psychic medium.
Yeah, but like any person can open their mediumship.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not, and so when mine opened, it was extremely, extremely overwhelming, but thank God there's the older crew that paved the path for us that everyone thought was crazy.
Yeah.
And has taught me how to control it and be able to kind of, I turned down my third eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, time to
So that's essentially what happened to me is you opened my third eye.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
I mean, it's so wild. Now, There are a couple other people in my life now that I have been cautious of for a few years because I have noticed, I don't know about them. I don't know if I can trust them. It's not doing anything insane to where I'm like, okay, it's so black and white, got to cut them out.
Yeah.
It's just like little things here and there that I just, I clock it, nothing to say anything about. But what's interesting is I feel like these people they're saying things directly to me, and it's almost like the universe is like, pay attention, bitch, like, pay attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, whereas before, I think maybe they would exude these behaviors, and I just kind of would be like, oh, I'm in my own world, like, whatever. They're not affecting me, they're not hurting me.
Yeah.
So like, but they'll exude behavior to another person, but it'll be like in front of me, and I'll see like how they treat somebody else, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but why am I witnessing this and I'd never witnessed it before? I just feel like it's,
so when you awaken your pineal gland, you'll tend to be able to like have so many symbols or signs from the universe where literally you're like, I can't ignore this. Yeah. And it will show people's true colors in front of you. It's
wild, truly.
So the other day I met somebody and I was standing outside with them in front of this store, and we just started talking in the store. We made eye contact and we're standing out in the store, and all of a sudden he's talking about how he's spiritual and everything like that. This lady comes up and she's like, says his name, and he goes, "It's not me." And I'm like, what's going on here? And he's like, no, it's not me. She goes, take off your glasses. It's you. They go, yeah, and said his full name. And she's like, you remember when you stole this from me and blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, nice to meet you.
What the?
Blah, blah, blah. But like a random lady hasn't seen in 10 years, walks up straight when I meet this guy. And is like, and I was like,
see, but like the universe's way of protecting you.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so wild. Damn, I wish that would have happened when I was getting lied to a bunch. Jesus Christ. Wish somebody would have been like, hey, remember when you...
Yeah. Well, also, before people awaken and you see those kind of bad traits, as you said, I started to feel more powerful myself. So during those times, people aren't feeling powerful. So they think they deserve that, or they're not going to find something else, or it's going to take time to go find something.
I felt so powerful, and I will tell you, when you cut people out of your life, it doesn't feel good. No matter how much they wrong you, no matter how much they are a shitty person, it doesn't feel good.
No.
Because you're like, they're human, everybody makes mistakes, so it does not feel good. I don't wish ill upon anybody. I don't care how much they wronged me. I don't. However, again, if it comes at your peace, you can't sacrifice that, so I'm okay with it. Now, I felt so powerful. It was like I had no need to even look back. I'm not second guessing anything.
No.
I am good.
Yes, yes.
I think if I hadn't have been hypnotized, and maybe that's my brother's blessing to me, that he knew that I needed to
I got the chills
move along. I think
did.
maybe that's why he guided me to you, because he was like, all right, this bitch ain't getting it. Her conscious mind, we got to bring in somebody who can get to her subconscious mind so she can move along and achieve what she needs to achieve. Because, initially, I think you would ask me, like, what are you struggling with? And it's like, I'd always struggled with, like, the fear to be seen and perceived.
Yes.
I realized. So a couple of these people that I cut out, and I'm being very vague on, I don't like to, talk about people on camera like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a few of these people that I had to rid of in my life, they're afraid of being perceived. They're so afraid of what people think about them. At my core, do not give a flying F what anyone thinks about me. I do not care. I'm weird. I've always been different. I've always, in my hometown growing up, like I was always like a weird one. I never felt like I fit in, and I'm okay with that. I like that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But it's like when you surround yourself with people who do care about what others think, it sort of rubs off on you.
Oh, it totally
and then
does.
It was like I developed this like secondhand fear. And like I second guessed everything professionally because these people were second guessing everything professionally. When you're around that energy, it's like, of course you're naturally going to adopt that way of being. And I'm a Pisces rising, and a Cancer sun, so I've got a lot of water in my chart, so I absorb a ton. Now, I have a lot of fire in my chart too, which contradicts it, but I absorb, the feelings and emotions of everybody, and I have since learned how to turn that off, thank God. But I didn't even realize how much that was rubbing off on me. And so now I feel so powerful, and I feel like I'm not afraid of being seen anymore.
I love that.
Which I'm so grateful to you because you helped me get over it. I mean, honestly, if I hadn't met you, I don't know where the hell I'd be right now. Maybe crying in a ditch somewhere. God, who knows? No, I'm a strong person. But.
Yeah, you are. So I also want to talk about, when our thoughts create our reality. So if we're around people who have those thoughts, it's going to become our reality.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So be careful who you're surrounding yourself with.
It's, there's this old saying, and I don't know who said it, but it's like you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. And I have to absolutely agree with it.
Yeah.
Because you start to become like, and also like, people are mirrors to you. So they're reflecting back. And that's another deep, dark thing I had to get right with. It's like, okay, these people who are not great people who I had to get rid of, okay, well, what were they reflecting back to me? What part of their personalities was I identifying with? Is it that I didn't believe in myself, that I was having fears, because there are some parts of their behaviors that I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not like that. So like the whole mirror thing, I don't think it's necessarily directly a mirror.
Yeah, well, it's also, okay, what insecurity of mine? Yeah. They're lessons. Okay, so it's not exactly like, that's exactly what I am.
Right.
It is like they're mirrors to show us what we need.
Yeah.
And also, if it triggers us, it's like, okay, why are they triggering me? What have I not healed in that? Because people don't make you feel a certain way. You make yourself feel that
Definitely
way.
agree. And that's why I don't have any ill will towards anybody who wronged me or did bad to me, whatever. Because it's like, well, I was there. I was not walking away when bad behavior was exuded towards me. So I think you really do have to take responsibility for yourself in every situation in order to forge ahead. And one thing I have realized is I think God, the universe, with those people in my life, I would not have been able to get to the level that I'm meant to be at professionally and creatively. And it was like, there was this blockage, which I think you told me there's a block, a block, and sometimes the block can be people. And it was, because mentally, I felt clear, I thought I was clear, but it's like, but you can't be totally clear if there's people who are unclear in your life.
Exactly.
So it was like when that was lifted, essentially, I realized with those people still in my life and me staying comfortable and staying stagnant, I never would have gotten to where I wanted to be. And it's like, what do I ultimately want in this life? Well, I want to succeed as a comedian, as an actress, and as a writer.
Yes.
So in order to do that, I have to make a lot of changes. I'm talking with my hands a lot.
I'm Italian, so.
I don't know why I feel like I need
No, I mean, I'm Italian. It's because it's energy. You're talking about energy in the world.
It is energy.
And
I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, it's energy. Yeah, and it's also, it's so hard to cut people out in your life, and especially when you look at people with sympathy in a way of, I understand, I don't have ill will against you. However, we're not supposed to be in life together. And and that's the hardest decision to make, and that's what the universe wants you to make. Because you have this comfortable door right in front of you. And they want you to go into the uncomfortable because that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. It's like a test. I feel like the universe is testing me.
Always.
Oh, I'll say this too. I'll tell you this. So there was a situation, a work situation, where I was supposed to be getting a certain amount of money for a job, and a person tried to pay me less. And listen, I don't like conflict. I try not to. Now, I'm very fiery. If I have an issue, I will tell you what my issue is. But I felt like in the past few years, my voice has been kind of, stagnant isn't the right word, but like not silenced either, but just like I haven't been speaking up. And it's been frustrating for me. It's like my throat chakra.
Yeah, your throat's blocked.
Or something.
Yeah.
And I felt like the universe, and this happened like at the precipice of like when I had cut these people out and I was just so exhausted, mentally, emotionally, just all of it. I was like, God, just please like make it easy for me for this one day. So I got into a screaming argument with this person. I mean, at the top of my lungs. And this is a person I didn't end up having to cut them out, but it was like, people will take advantage of you if you allow them to. And until it's like, I don't know. The universe was trying to teach me that like I have to fight for it. It's like if you want something bad enough, well, you show us.
Yes.
And so I felt like it was I felt so powerful afterwards because I ended up getting the money that I deserved. Yeah. But it was like, why does it got to be this freaking hard? Yeah. Why do I have to scream and yell for it? But I think for a person who regularly screams and yells,
it wouldn't be good.
It would not have been good for them. But because I don't ever do that, and it's harder for me to stand up for, because I'm such a creative person. I'm just like la-ti-da in my own world, creating like rainbows and butterflies, whatever. Like I'm trying to tell the jokes, whatever. I'm an entertainer. Yeah. The financial and the business side of things have never really been my forte. And so it was like, you know what, by God, I'm fucking getting what I want.
But you got it.
And I got it. But it was like these series of things just kept happening and I just kept leveling up so easily. It was like I was stepping into my power, like one level after the other. And this is what I'm telling people now is that like I thought I was a confident person and I was and am, but power is the next level after confidence.
Oh yeah.
Which I wasn't tapped into my power. Yes, I was confident. Yes, I love myself. But I was not powerful. Yes. Now I am stepping into my power.
I love that.
Which is I'm very happy and grateful, but it's like you can't fully realize yourself until you step into your power, I don't think.
Yes, I agree. You have to step into your power in order to take control of your own reality.
Yeah.
You can have confidence, but you're still not in control of your reality. When you have power, you're in control of your reality. And by egging people on that shouldn't be in your life, that takes away the power. So by being being in your power, then you're able to be the example for other people to step into their own.
Absolutely agree. The whole thing about, giving your power away to other people, I think actually Michelle was like, I don't understand like how you're so happy. Like you just like, your life is upside down. You had to cut out all these people. Like, how are you not still sad? And I'm like, why would I give my power away to somebody else to make me sad? Absolutely, over my dead body. Yeah. Would I give somebody the power to make me feel sad? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to be sad for a little bit.
Yes. There's things to be sad about. Let it out.
Yeah, you got to be angry because
but don't let them take your power. You can still get sad about it for a second.
Yeah.
But do not let them take your power.
No. What am I gonna like quit going after my dreams because something didn't work out?
And I heard someone say this about if you let somebody take your power, let someone affect you in that way, it shows how easily you can be manipulated.
Yes.
And I'm not letting anybody else manipulate my energy.
Hell no.
No.
Love it, girl.
Love it. So we'll end on that.
Okay.
It was great having you.
Thank you for having me. I just love you so much.
I love you too. And thanks for coming to The Natural Mind, and we'll talk to you next time.